Welcome friends to another Stuff Station 1 review from my collection of random items across a broad price range. Items are showcased for their aesthetics, materials, manufacturing or downright quirkiness. Now today I'm focusing on the packaging that comes with a Rolex Swiss timepiece. Now the thing that you'll note here is that we have the green sort of corporate colors of the Rolex brand, and we get a fairly nice sort of bag here, and it's got sort of quite thick cotton based woven handles. We can actually see the golden Rolex coronet that's been embossed on there. And if we take everything out, one of the things that I got with the actual watch is the transportation, the polymer transportation box. Now Rolex, when it actually ships its watches to its authorized dealers, they don't actually come in the box that you're going to see here. They will actually put them into these plastic boxes, and at the authorized dealers they then take them out and then put them within the actual retail packaging. So I asked for this and they kindly gave me that. So that's the first thing that's there. If we take the box out, we can see that it has been packaged up quite nicely by the actual AD here. Now I did really try to get a few freebies while I was there. I did ask for like a cap and pens and the other sort of promotional items that Rolex sometimes, if you're lucky, you will actually get when making a purchase at an authorized dealer. But in this case they had absolutely nothing, which was totally disappointing. But one thing that they were doing was the actual gift wrapping, so I got them to gift wrap it, even though I was buying it for myself. Kind of felt a bit daft, but I just wanted to see how they did it. And I've got to say, I'm not an expert in gift wrapping, but the person who did this actually did it really nicely. They sort of folded it here, and then we can see the sort of usual gift wrapping method that's been employed. And what they did, they actually supplied it or tied it in a bow with this Rolex woven sort of ribbon here. Now, the first thing you will notice is quite a simple outer sleeve. On first impressions, I've got to say that the packaging that Rolex supplies with its products, with its watches, is actually quite poor in my opinion. Considering that, you know, this watch retails at around £6,000, so that's $8,000, you know, I would have expected a really nice outer sleeve, but in this instance all we get here is just a really simple sort of bleached carded sort of sleeve. Okay, nothing special about that. All right, just rest that there. Then what we have is the actual Rolex box itself. That's not too bad. It's a texturized sort of card. Again, I don't think it's that sort of expensive. It doesn't have that real sort of expensive feel to it. We can see that the Rolex coronet crown has been embossed on there. If we open it out, put that just there, we've got, you know, this sort of cellophane type stuff that protects the actual top of the box. Slightly disappointing that you didn't actually get the opening front here, because what you've then got to do is turn this whole thing upside down. Friends, why not subscribe, like and share? Also tap that bell icon. I put out content every week, so your support would be really appreciated. And that reveals the Rolex details, so we can see Rolex SA Geneva Swiss, and we can see this is an Oyster Sports model. If we have a look at the box, okay, it's sort of lined. I think possibly this may be a very thin sort of leather on the outside, but the overall construction or the material of the box is actually a polymer. So it's a plastic based material, probably an ABS or a high impact polystyrene. Now we've got that sort of wave pattern on the top there, which is quite nice. We can see that's been sort of set into this cutout here. We can see again here we've got the Rolex coronet, and that's, you know, quite thick, but it's not metal. I think that's a plated plastic there. One of the things that I was really a bit disappointed about, if you look very carefully here, you can see some very fine strands of what looks like hot melt glue. So obviously where they have glued this into the box, they've used hot melt glue, and you can see some of the fibers still remaining there. Now again, for a product that is, you know, £6,000, $8,000, okay, I would not expect to see any of this stuff. We can see there's some more there, you know. So it's little things like that I find a little bit disappointing with Rolex packaging. And you know, packaging isn't everything, all right? It's the product that is inside it. But when you're dropping that kind of money on a product like this, I would really expect to see a nice wooden box, maybe veneered in some way with a really nice wooden carcass box to it. But we just do not get that here. Now, Rolex is obviously very famous for producing tool watches, and those watches themselves are of the utmost quality. So I suppose in many ways that consumers will forgive them for that. But you know, I just really expected it to be just a little bit sort of presented nicely. If we open the actual box up, you know, we've got the watch there, and it is the Milgauss. All right, if we have a look here, we can see the Rolex swing tags. We can actually see the green plastic seal that comes with the Rolex watches. They used to be brown. The reason why they're green is the green now suggests a 5-year service interval. Okay, and a 7-year warranty. So that's why the brown was dropped, because it had a lesser number of years for the servicing and the warranty period. So you get that. I had to ask them for this plastic bag, by the way. They wanted to just like throw it in there, but I wasn't having that. What you have here, this is all sort of like a velour type material, quite sort of nice and soft. If we sort of drop the watch just there for a moment, this thing actually comes out. There's no space underneath, and I would have liked an additional space for these things to go into, because if we drop the slide down here, what you do actually get here are your instruction manuals and sort of all of those bits and bobs. So you actually get the guarantee manual, worldwide service book in there, and that along with the actual warranty card itself is kept within this sort of like a leather wallet, and it is leather. Okay, it's not the most, you know, the best quality leather. It's quite hard, okay, but it is leather nonetheless. And then what you actually get is the instruction manual there for the Milgauss. All right, so it's got some corporate details on there, instructions on how to use the actual watch. Now, my overall thoughts, okay, the watch itself is fantastic, absolutely love it, but you know, they needed to have spent a little bit more money on this packaging, and that's really where it sort of lets it down a little bit. But at the end of the day, the star attraction here is the actual watch itself, and that is a piece that, you know, is of, you know, amazing quality. And you know, it's not without its faults. You know, no product is perfect, but if you watch the other videos that I'm going to do on this, then I'll make those sort of clear for you. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing, liking, or having a dialogue by pressing some of the buttons below. And many thanks and goodbye for now.